So I was thinking, how can I make this video more entertaining, because I'm not out in the field today. I'm just working on the laptop. And then I figured, well, you know what? I'm not gonna make it that entertaining in terms of like trying to make it with like time lapse and shots of us working, because this is actually the reality of when you're working on your business. Like, the final product is you go out there and detail the customer's vehicle. Like, that is actually like the end of the stick. That's of the entire journey. That's basically the end of it in terms of like that first whole experience. Everything else comes before that, meaning like you work on your website or Instagram or run ads or whatever to generate traffic. Then you work on your website to make sure you convert that traffic into leads. And then you work on your overall sales process to turn those leads into customers. And then finally, you go out and detail that customer's vehicle. So when you see the other videos of me, like we're working on the field 1, 2, 3 cars a day, like that's you know, after all this upfront work has been done already. And that's exactly how it's going to be with you. Like, the main part of your detailing business is not the detailing part of things. It's everything else before that. So yes, you can focus on like honing in your skills, but that would literally only take you so far. The rest of it is working on the computer or working on Instagram or working on Facebook ads. It's like things that you just never see because it's not the detailing aspect of detailing. So like here this morning, I'm cover this up just because there's stuff that you may not be able to see, just for not, you know, just not share information, personal information. But like this morning, it was just booking in some more customers. It was communicating with some customers to get more information, and it was like just looking at payroll services to pay out as employees. So pretty boring work. Like it's not something that I could be like, oh, like I mean, it's not boring for me because I enjoy it, but like I'm just sitting at my desk for hours, drinking water, reading and doing computer work. That's literally the big part. Not like, to me, it's not boring, but if you're just like, oh, I hate the computer, oh, I don't like, that's gonna be a problem, because a big portion, a majority of growing your business is gonna be you behind a laptop or a phone, getting work done and not detailing. So if you guys saw a few videos ago, I mentioned that we were gonna change our interior and basic wash services to a more premium level, and that's what I'm doing right now. Yesterday, I worked on creating the web page for it, writing the copy, adding the images, and today I just finalized all the last little tidbits. So it's like 90% there. I'm still gonna publish it right now. I might change a few things here and there, but we added the pricing. So like for a basic interior, which is just a vacuum, a wipe down, and clean the windows and door jambs, we had it like, let's say for like I don't know, like a sedan, sedan, like a Toyota Camry, it would be like, let's say like $40, right? But we changed that to now it's gonna be like $80 now. Or like for like a Jeep Cherokee, it's gonna be like $100 for that. It's just for a thorough vacuuming, a wipe down, cleaning the windows, glass, and door jambs. And the reason being is like, yes, that is very expensive for just a vacuuming and like there's no agitation, there's no spot clean, there's no extraction, it's just a wipe down of the dust and debris and a vacuuming. That's it, nothing else to it. But so the reason that we did that is like, one, doing like a basic interior cleaning for just $40 is definitely not worth it. And we get those inquiries every now and then, and we don't want to do it. We don't do it. If they add it to another service already and we're already there, we'll do it. But if someone just requests to clean their interior, like just vacuum it, like we weren't doing it anyway. So we did it if the price, it was like more, obviously. So we just increased the price, and that makes it a bit better for us to actually do it. So we still don't, depending on like where the customer is located, we might just do that. But so now we're doing, it's still just a basic interior cleaning with an all-in-one wipe down, so it adds a little bit of protection, but we just increase the prices. And a lot of people are like astonished by that as well. Like, how can you charge $100 for just a vacuuming? Realize that like we're not trying to get that many customers for this service, but the customers that we do get for this service are going to be willing to pay $100 for us to vacuum and to wipe down their interior. And these customers, it's not like the vehicle's like brand spanking new. No, with these vehicles, it's like it definitely needs like a thorough, deep interior cleaning, but they only want to pay for like a wipe down. So we're gonna go in there and just wipe it, like the leather seats need to be cleaned, like there's stains here and there like on the carpet and fabric, but we're just there for that. It still makes the interior look way better, like significantly better. All the customers that we had that we performed this service, they're like, wow, the vehicle looks so brand, like it looks brand new. I haven't seen it this good in forever. And it's like we literally just vacuumed and wiped down the interior. We didn't clean anything else. Like we didn't clean the door panels or leather seats or fabric seats. We didn't do any of that. So it's still astonishing to see that even with just like thorough vacuuming and a wipe down, customers are still amazed by the results. So that's just very funny. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna publish that page on the website right now. That way we're gonna change what was the basic interior cleaning to our mini interior detail now. That's just a different name. And the prices are all like being doubled or tripled. But again, like we're not aiming for these customers. Just whoever does actually want this service from us, we're gonna charge the proper amount. That's what it is. Like we're not trying to get more customers, but if we're gonna do it, we're gonna charge accordingly. And I'm using WordPress. That's my CMS content management system. Would I recommend WordPress? No, I don't actually. Like I've been using it for the past 7-8 years now, so I know all the ins and outs. Like I am very, very familiar with this. If I go to Squarespace or Wix, like I won't know what to do because I haven't really used any of those platforms. But if I were to recommend a platform, I would say like Squarespace because it's much easier. Everything is like, they try to make it a lot more simpler than WordPress. Like WordPress, there's a lot of plugins. Like you do a lot of things on your own. You don't have to know a lick of code because I don't. But Squarespace just seems like a much easier option to use for those that aren't really in tune with like using a lot of websites. Because I've not only have I used my website, but I've used dozens of other other WordPress websites for other businesses. So I'm very in tune with WordPress and how it works. So that's just what I use, but I recommend Squarespace because it's just easier to use. And that's why I say like, hey, look, if you have a part-time job, a full-time job, part-time student, full-time student, it's that you don't have to make these drastic changes in your life in order to just start your business. You don't need to go and quit your job. You don't need to have 40 hours available for you to work on your business. It's none of that. That's why like you just have to be on your computer 45 minutes to like an hour and a half a day just to get some type of traction going with your business, because it's not all about, actually a lot of it is not about being out in the field and detailing. Now granted, if you don't have your skills or experience, and yeah, you want to be out in the garage working on someone's car, your car, just for the experience and, you know, honing in on your skills. Not so much with customers, like you don't have to have paying customers, but just like, you know, you work on your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your whoever's vehicle, just to get more experience and more skills. But aside from that, like a lot of it is not going to be anything related to being out in the field. It's a lot of other moving parts in the business that you have to focus on. And again, with 10-15 hours a week, that's plenty of time to focus on those other aspects. Because I'm telling you, like, there's a whole other world of knowledge that you have to access that has nothing to do with detailing. And that all revolves around what? Being around the computer, being on the phone, not being in the garage, not being out in the field. So that's very important to understand from the very get-go. Like if I could rewind back all the way to 2011, then from 2011 I would have never left my full-time job, because I ended up getting another part-time, full-time job throughout so many years. But I would have just stayed at the full-time job that I was at, work on my days off, like on the computer, on the marketing side, work on the business portion on my days off, on my free time. That way, when I actually wanted to quit my job, I already had customers lined up waiting for my services, because it is so much easier to quit your job if you already have customers waiting for you to service them. And that's a mistake. Like, everyone wants to quit their job and then start their business. Why don't you start your business, get customers, and then quit your job? Those are two completely different methods of going about starting and growing your business. And I'm telling you, if you quit your job to go start your detailing business, you're not gonna be well off financially. You're gonna be stressed out. It's gonna have a negative impact on your business, on your life, on your relationship with others, because you're strictly stressed about making money to pay your bills, not even to grow your business, not even to live life. It's just to pay your bills, to not go in debt, or to not get the light shut off, or to not, have your phone turned off on you. You can't be like, your wife, girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, friends, like, hey, you want to go out to drink? You want to go out to the movies? You want to go out to wherever? And you're going to be like, oh, no, I can't. I have to work. Like, I have to be on hustle mode. But the reason why you're like this is because you have no money. You don't have, you're working off of a scarcity mindset where, like, no, like, I don't have anything right now. Like, I have to go get leads. I have to go get sales. I have to get one customer by next week, or I can't pay this. Like, you don't want that. Like, just because you struggle more does not equal more success. Okay, and like, I don't know why that's a big. Actually, I know why, because I went through the same thing. Where, like, you feel like, oh well, I'm gonna put in 14 hours. Yeah, like, if I put in 14 hours, man, like, oh, I worked hard. Oh, I'm gonna put a 12-hour day in. Oh man, I got so much work done. The amount of time and effort you put into something does not correlate to how many results or how much progress you made in anything. Okay, so if you said, oh man, I worked 14 hours, man, that's a long day. I can't believe I hustled so much. Out of those 14 hours, you probably were productive for about 3 hours, if even that. The rest of those other, 10, 12, 11 hours that you worked, it's just busy work. You just want to be cool. You want to flex on the gram. You want to say you worked a 14-hour shift on your own business. But realistically, you didn't work that much. You didn't get that much work done in that whole 10, 12, 14-hour shift. So don't think like, oh, I have to struggle. It has to be hard. No, it doesn't. If I look back to when I started my business, I could have easily, and when I mean easily, I mean I could have easily avoided 90% of all the problems, removed a bunch of stress, removed a bunch of drama, removed a bunch of problems, had I just focused on the business and marketing side first, and then worried about being a detailer. So many problems, so many issues across everything, not just business, but like relationships with other people would have been completely avoided had I been able to focus on the right things at the right time. But of course, everything is 2020, and you can't go back in time. Not yet. So that's what I highly recommend to you, is that, hey, look, you don't need 40 hours. You don't need 30 hours. 5 to 10 hours a week to start off, to get you going, is what you need. You don't need to have 100 hours to go out there and, detail upon hours and hours just when you're getting started.